the God righteous, right? I've never had it before, and I haven't had it since. And it just came upon me. And from across the room, this girl started stuttering and got up and apologizing, and she left. And she left in tears because she did not offend me. She offended Christ in me. And she recognized it. So, and again, you know, there's a lot of people out there who says, well, I'll beat the hell out of you. I'm righteous and you're wrong. You know. And they firmly believe it. But it's not of the Creator. It is of themselves. And that is not the righteousness that it was. It didn't say Jesus whipped them across the face or anything. But he upset the money changers' money. You know, he pretty well made a mess of their tables. It doesn't say beat them. But he sure messed up their tables. And he did it in that same righteousness that I've experienced only one time in my life. And I tell you, if that time ever comes again, I need never make an excuse for it. It just is, and I know that it is the Christ, the God, the love in me, not me doing it, period. And I doubt if I'll ever experience it again. I don't know, but I doubt it. But I can sure tell you this, I have experienced the other type many times. And I certainly do know the difference between the two, thanks to having this one experience. So, let's turn this off for a minute, can we please?
Sure.
Right.
When did you first become aware or have an experience with the drakes or the reptilians?
The lizard?
Well, now when I say drakes, they're more of the hierarchy of the lizard people, right?
I can't say definitely, but I would say that my Nagel said yes.
Okay.
All right. I see no hierarchy when I do see leaders hierarchy
Right.
to you. But in general, they're all of the same ilk.
Mm-hmm.
They're lowest society to the highest. They're of the same ilk. So some wear fancy clothes and call themselves leaders, and they're just flying like the rest of them. But, pardon me, they are also our brothers and sisters.
Right.
They have souls.
Right.
So I love them. I can't help it. I laugh at them. I talk to them. Sometimes they come into me to do a little action, and what stupid people! They can't do actions against me, you know. Well, they can play little mind games on the computers and stuff like that. I'm having trouble, but big deal, nothing that I can't surmount. You know, let them play their games. When did I first become aware of them? Well, I heard of them, I can't tell you, many years ago. But when I first became aware of them, actually saw them, if you want, I can't tell you that either. It too has been many years ago. And time means little to me.
What was the experience? What was the experience?
I can't tell you that either. It's just one of many that that kind of blend into my memory bank. I've had there's certain experiences that I've had that I certainly fully recall. I mean, no problem.
What's the strongest experience that you recall that you've had with them?
With them, the strongest experience that I can recall that I've had with that race of soul bearers. I tell you, any experience is equally as strong. Oh gosh, I got a couple that are friends, that are half-breeds, that are friends, the full-bloods. I suppose when one half-breed, I was at his home, And he'd been running for years, moving from place to place because he did not like their agenda. And more human in heart than lizard in heart. And yet there was a lot of the agenda he liked. So, and these half-breeds are, boy, they're powerful. They're your top witches and stuff like that. So he was kind of like, however the occasion merited, he would do good or he would do the evil. He enjoyed the power of the bad, but his soul, the human soul part of him, made him feel a little guilty. So he liked the good too. And this is true with both of them for that matter. And but he thought he was hiding from these idiots, the full-bloods. And I was doing a seminar at his home. And, in between times, he and I had sat in chats. And he had told me, for a good over a full year before I ever met the gentleman, through letters and through others, never by him, but tell Red Elk this, tell Red Elk that. He was being very careful to keep his place a total secret, so he honestly believed. Well, he's pretty heady about being able to slip through, the crack. And I look at it, this guy's crazy. This guy doesn't know his own other breed. There's no way he can slip through their crack. Well, they went to bed. He and his wife went to bed. It was 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And I lay down for about an hour, and it's time to get up and do my morning prayers and start the day. And so I got up and I took my cigarette and I started for the back door in the basement of the place I was living. And guess what? In strolls the lizard right through the door. Full blood. No clothing. They don't wear clothing when they're in that shape. And I looked at this big lizard coming in and a real cocky, mean-looking bunch of people. It's real twits. And he started up the basement stairs to go upstairs, and I said, "Where are you going?" And he looked at me like, "What's it to you?" That kind of look. And I read his mind. He was going upstairs to check on Larry the lizard. And I said, "No, you aren't." And that look again and the thought, well, who are you that you're going to stop me? Well, I got power and authority that's far greater than their whole world. I have the one that birthed them in the first place on my side. All right? So I just called out. I said, "Stop and go out." And he looked at me and growled. And I'm going to have to take care of this little human bastard, is what's his thought. And I said, "In the name of Jesus Christ, stop." And he tried to push his way upward, and he couldn't do it. But he was doing a lot of power work to get up against that, to get up to the next step. And I called on the angels, which we all have authority over all angels, good and bad. Doesn't say only good. All angels, scriptures say. So I sent the warriors in on him, and they surrounded him. And this guy was really shocked. And I told him, "Get him outside. Take him out." And boy, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They just give him a little shove, and this guy, yowzer, all the way down the stairs, right through the door, shut door, with the angels, shut door. And I told him as he's passing, I said, "You are never allowed back on this property again. Ever. In the name of the Son of God himself, who was God himself, and who dwells within me and has given me the authority to say this, you are never allowed back in this house again." And he took him to the property, and they booted him, and he booted him into another dimension.